Police identify St. Elizabeth crash victims. Police have identified the two men who died as a result of injuries they sustained during a crash on the Mountainside Main Road in St. Elizabeth on Tuesday night. Police named the deceased men as Winston Sinclair, 61, a resident of Little Park District, and Vern Forbes, a resident of Mountainside. A police report said about 8:30 p.m., a Toyota Axio motor car traveling northerly failed to keep left and collided with a motorcycle on which the men were traveling in the opposite direction. They were reportedly flung from the motorcycle upon impact. The injured men were taken to the Black River Hospital where they were pronounced dead. Meanwhile, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, is reminding motorists to be cautious when using the nation roadways.
So we want to make an appeal to the motorcyclists. Wear your helmet. Slow down. Be alert. Be very careful. Do not speed. Stay in your lane. The motorcyclist last night collided head-on with a car. You can't be driving so fast and so careless that you leave yourself open to a collision, head-on collision with a motor car.
Elderly man perishes in fire in St. James. An elderly man perished in a house fire in Spot Valley, St. James on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as 70-year-old Roy Scott. Reports are about 9:35 p.m. fire was seen coming from the dwelling and the fire brigade was alerted. A unit from the Iron Shore station responded to the blaze. During cooling down operations, the body was found under what appeared to be the burnt remains of a mattress. The police are investigating. Manchester cop injured in motorcycle crash. A police constable sustained leg injuries during a collision involving a service motorcycle on the Coolshade Main Road, Grove Place in Manchester on Tuesday. A police report said about 2:30 a.m., the cop was traveling easterly on the motorcycle assigned to the Manchester Police Quick Response Team when the motorcycle fell and slid into the path of a Toyota motor car traveling in the opposite direction. The constable received injuries to his left leg and was taken to hospital for treatment. Two taxi operators fined $100,000 each for using fraudulent TA badges. Two taxi operators were fined $100,000 each for operating with fraudulent Transport Authority badges when they appeared in court recently. The Transport Authority says the men were arrested last December during a special operation conducted to curtail illegal practices in the industry. The men were fined for knowingly being in possession of and authoring false documents when they appeared in the Westmoreland Parish Court. In issuing the verdict, the presiding judge warned the men not to return before the court for any such offense, while noting that they could pay a fine or up to $1 million or face 2 years imprisonment. Reacting to the verdict, Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Ralston Simmet, said the swift and decisive judgment is a warning to persons who consider defrauding the authority by contravening the badges procedure and putting at the public risk. He warned public passenger vehicle operators to discontinue the use of any fraudulent badges in their possession, while urging the public to report suspicious activities of drivers and conductors. The road traffic regulations stipulate that the wearing of driver and conductor badges is a prerequisite for operating public passenger vehicles. CPFSA relocates girl seen on video being beaten with a piece of bamboo by her father. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, says it has intervened following a disturbing incident in which an 11-year-old girl was seen on a video being beaten with a piece of bamboo by her father. The agency says the incident occurred on Sunday, January 21 in St. Mary. The video of the incident has gone viral on social media. CEO of the agency, Loretta Adams Thomas, says the child was medically examined and placed in the care of other relatives. She has decried all forms of child abuse.
The child has since been relocated into the care of a family member, and she will also receive counseling through the CPFSA and the Victim Services Division. Our investigations into this matter are ongoing, and we stand prepared to offer her any other forms of psychosocial interventions that may become necessary. The CPFSA and the Ministry of Education and Youth continue to call for an end to all forms of child abuse. We encourage adults to look into positive and alternate ways of disciplining their children. Violence against children leaves psychological scars that can affect their development as well as their ability to become productive members of society in the future.
Manchester leaders call for continued support of police. Political and civil leaders in this South Central parish have commended police here for reduction in major crimes including murder and are calling on churches and communities to continue supporting law enforcement. During his address on Sunday in Knockpatrick at the Manchester Divisional Church Service and Award Ceremony, head of the Manchester Police Division, Senior Superintendent Shane McCullough, said that the police cleared 72% of murders committed last year. 43 people were killed in Manchester in 2023 compared to 61 in 2022. While we regret and empathize with those families that have lost loved ones through the monster of crime, I want to reassure you that the Manchester Police, through our performance last year, have the capacity to deliver and serve you well, said McCullough. All categories of major crimes last year have seen a significant reduction, and that is because the men and women are standing here now, thanks to them for their service, dedication, and selflessness, he added. The police chief reiterated that he believes the fight against crime needs divine intervention. As we work to serve you better, what we require for you, brothers and sisters, is your continuous support through prayer. Last year, we started the year with a divisional worship, and this year we couldn't start it any way differently, he said. You have to play your part to support the police. One thing I want to use this medium to do is to ask the church to not remain silent. We need to pray and fast. We have to make the scammers, the rapists, the murderers know that Manchester is not a haven because God is the captain of the ship, added McCullough. Custos of Manchester, Garfield Green, said the penalties of people who disobey the law or threaten the police should be increased. He pointed to a recent case in which an entertainer was fined following offences committed at an entertainment event. He was charged for 4 offences, and those 4 offences attract a fine totaling $6,000. And when I look at the effort of the police to bring order, there clearly is a disparity between the efforts of the police and the fines, stated Green. I believe that if I were to threaten the police, I should expect to face some heavy fines. We must respect our police officers, and if we don't do it, how can we expect the criminals to respect them? Our justice system needs to work towards addressing these disparities if we are to build a better communities. This will require the appropriate legislation to ensure that the consequences of illegal behavior reflect the severity of the crime and its impact on society. We must come together and support the police force as they confront these challenges, he added. Jamaica Labour Party aspirant for Knockpatrick Division, Adika Newmans, also called on the residents to support the police. It takes a collaborative effort to fight crime, not just the police, not just the government, but we as the citizens of this country must take a stand in fighting crime. We must fight to eliminate criminal elements from around us, he said. People's National Party aspirant for Knockpatrick Division, Carl Simit, shared a similar sentiment. I am deeply appreciative of the unwavering dedication and commitment demonstrated by the members of the JCF, particularly those within the ST Manchester Division. Steadfast efforts maintaining law and order, ensuring community safety and fostering positive relationships within our neighborhoods do not go unnoticed, he added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.